Hey guys, StereoDragonGravity here, bringing you today a future card Buddyfight deck profile with awesome Drum Bunker Dragon sleeves. Saw these sleeves, I just had to get myself some. So, this is my Armor Dragon Fury deck, and it is featuring Drum Bunker Dragon, of course. So, let's go ahead and get onto the deck profile. Of course, my buddy is Drum Bunker Dragon. He has 5k attack and 5k defense with 3 crit. He's real nice, as well as Soul Guard. So he's a very nice buddy. So, of course, we have our flag is Dragon World. You need this card to play the deck, of course. So you run one of that. Going on to level 2s, because I do not run level 3s. I run 4 Drum Bunker Dragon because he is your buddy and he's amazing, defensible and offensive card. So, yeah, I run 4. I did get confused at first when I started playing this game that between the buddy and how many copies you can run in a deck, but you can run 4 copies in your deck and then your buddy. So that works out well for my current build. Next, I run 4 Extreme Sword Dragon. He's basically there as another 3 crit pressure on my opponent. I'm like, pop this guy in front of my flag. First turn, attack for 3 crit. So, he's very nice, and he has 5k attack and 4 defense, and no call cost. So, he's mainly one of your main pressure card. Moving on, I run 2 Rising Flare Dragon. Now, this guy was my buddy for the longest time, but I finally got all my drums thanks to my booster box of CPO1, Burning Valor. So you run 2 of him, basically because of his skill. When this card enters field, destroy an opponent's size 2 or less monster on the field. You do have to pay his call cost, that is 2 gauge, but it's very good for just clearing up the center or getting rid of like something that's dangerous to you at that moment. So, and then of course I run 1 Pile Bunker Dragon because he has Penetrate. Penetrate is just there for more pressure on your opponent to attack your opponent directly. If you destroy the Penetrate, basically what it does is, if this card attacks and destroys your opponent's monster in the center, this card deals damage equal to its critical to your opponent. So, basically, it's a chance to get a +2 off your opponent, get rid of their monster in the field, and give them damage. So, yeah, one of him. Next, I run 4,000 Rapier Dragon. He's basically your vanilla attacker. He's really good with 5k attack and 2 crit. Though on the downside, he does only have 1,000 power, but he's still really good. And his artwork is brilliant. See if I can get the camera to focus. Yeah. So I run 4 of him. Next I run 4 of is 4 Bear Trap Fang Dragon. Yeah, because we have to have bears. Bears are cool. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, except bears. Bears will kill you. So that's why we have Bear Fang Trap Dragon in our deck. He's basically another nice basic beater. He has 4k attack, 2 defense, and 2 crit. So, yeah. We want him there for more pressure. Basically, because this deck is basically a rush sort of deck. It can rush your opponent pretty fast early game. And then, my personal deck, I run 3 Bladewing Dragon. Now this is one of the new cards from CPO1, Burning Valor. It has Move. That is awesome. At the beginning of each player's attack phase, if this card is on the field, you may move this card to an open monster area. So basically the idea behind this guy is you have a size 2 monster on the left and this guy on the right, and then you have a weapon. So you attack, you do the 3 triple offensive, and then when it's your opponent's attack phase, you move this card to the center just to make an extra card your opponent has to go through. Can be very annoying, but yeah. So, moving on to spells, I run 4 Green Dragon Shield. Counter, this nullifies an attack and gives you an extra life. Very good card. There are several high attacks and maybe stuff I don't want to take, so from my opponent, so I run 4. Next, I run 2 Blue Dragon Shield. Again, negates your opponent's attack as well as puts 1 gauge in, charges a card into your gauge. So this is very helpful since this deck is very gauge heavy, as well as Dragon World. Dragon World mainly seems to benefit by setting up for their impact cards that they are getting a lot out soon. So I run 4 Drago Energy. This is a very good card for this deck, especially because, again, you're trying to negate as many attacks as possible, as well getting advantage for yourself. So basically this gives 3000 power to your attack and defense to your monster, if it's an armor dragon. That all my monsters at least should be armor dragons in this deck. And counter attack. If the monster is still on the field after an attack, choose a monster that attacked with defense less than or equal to that monster's power and destroy it. So it is a very good card. It's like a defend yourself then retire spell. So it's really, really nice. And then I run 2 Dragonic Thunder. I saw this card in the anime, I'm like, I just gotta run this. It looks so cool. So I run 2 Dragonic Thunder. Destroy a size 1 or less monster on your opponent's field, just so I can mess with my opponent more. As well as this is a replacement for Blue Dragon Shield, since it's sort of hard to find all these cards at my locals, since there aren't that many players into Buddyfight yet. But there's quite a few, but not that much. So we have 2 Dragonic Grimoire. This is basically your hand reshuffler, hand fixer. You may only cast this card if you have 5 life or less. Discard your entire hand, then draw 3 cards. You only cast this Dragonic Grimoire once per turn. So he's basically a hand fixer, but he's only there for late game. But still a very useful card. Next, I run 1 Buddy Charge. Skill. Put act during your main phase. Put the top card of your deck into your gauge. Then, if a buddy monster is on your field, say a Drum Bunker Dragon, you put the top card of your deck into your gauge. So basically, this allows you to put gauge twice or gauge once. Basically, this is here because we want to put in more gauge, since this gauge deck is very gauge heavy. But you know, Dragonic Charge isn't out. At least when I'm filming this out, it's not out yet. So this is the best we have. So I run 1 of that, and then I run 1 Destruction, because several decks rely on their weapons. Magic World has a ton of nasty weapons it has at its disposal, as well as Danger World needs weapons to be able to do anything. So this is a very useful card, because they'll I'll let them have their weapon for a couple turns, and they charge or discard the rest of theirs, and then I pop off their only last one that they put on field because they ditched their others, and they're like, oh no, because now they can't do their spells. Weapons, I run 3 Dragon Blade Drago Fearless, a very decent card. I run 3 because 3 is good and it has no call cost. So next, I run 3 Dragon Blade Drago Brave. Yeah, I just went with simple. I sort of like this lineup from the trial deck, so I'm still running it. Another option is Steel Fist Drago Knuckle, though I don't have a set of those yet, so I'm just running these, and I just think the artwork on this is amazing. So I run those. Moving on to the last part of this deck profile, I run 4 Gargantuan Punisher, 2 common, 1 triple rare. one double rare. A very awesome card. Though I don't usually get to use this, I usually finish my opponent off before I get to use this for how much I've gotten to test this deck. But yeah, this deck is all about putting pressure on your opponent and setting up for your impacts. And then 2 more impacts. I run 2 Reckless Anger. That is another good card. I'm not going to go into the skills of these because I am running out of time. My camera's about to die on me. But thanks again for watching. Got some jackknife decks planned in the future that I want to build. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Peace out.